Well, hey everybody, I hope you are having a fantastic week. I'm really glad you were able to get connected tonight to your group and you're spending some time obviously watching this video and getting ready to have some conversation tonight. So we wrapped up our Punctuate series this past Sunday, and if you were here with us, you know that it was kind of a different Sunday. We did some things very differently. We broke our service up into some different parts and used some video and some other things to kind of teach and talk about what it is to have a gospel conversation. And I'm really excited about that because this entire series has been building towards this moment by using those very specific punctuation marks to kind of tell our story. And so I hope that you were able to be with us yesterday. If you were, you know, you got a couple of resources. One of the things you got was an opportunity to have one of those gospel conversation cards with the punctuation marks on there. And we have more of those at guest services every campus, so you can get more of those. But you got an opportunity to have that. Obviously, the T-shirts was another thing. Maybe you picked up a T-shirt helping out pregnancy care centers in North Central Florida. That's a great thing as well. But you also received a half sheet with kind of the outline and some of the high points of what Pastor Chip talked about in the teaching video that we used yesterday. So tonight we thought maybe you would spend some time going back through that. Remember, it's not a script. We didn't script that, but there are talking points, ways to get into a gospel conversation, some key things to think about to have those conversations, but also some ways for you then to take that conversation and go through some of those punctuation marks to find out where they are. Are they a believer? What is their response, right? Do they believe? Do they not believe? Or are they looking to hear more about the story of Jesus? And so that half sheet may be a good place for you guys to just spend some time tonight. You'll also find there that there are some scripture verses, some references, and maybe those would be a place for you guys to just stop and read some of those passages and see how those relate and how you might even incorporate that into your conversation. You know this too, that though it wasn't explored in great detail, and it's not on that sheet, we talked about that there may be an opportunity for you as you have a gospel conversation to recognize that someone is ready to hear more. And that more would be our story. How was our life changed by the gospel message, the resurrection of Jesus, and how can their life be changed? And we talked about the ABCs: admit, believe, call. And so maybe you would spend some time sharing some stories of times where you've had that opportunity to do that with someone, or maybe some reasons why you haven't had that opportunity or taken that opportunity. So we would suggest a couple of things tonight. First, perhaps you would just spend some time getting comfortable with having a gospel conversation, having that with yourselves. Maybe you would even divide up into teams or something and spend some time kind of going through that, like what you saw myself and Travis do in another video on Sunday, where we kind of did a little skit of what it would look like to have a gospel conversation in a non-threatening way. Maybe you would have that kind of opportunity tonight. But maybe most important, you would take some time tonight to think about some people who you need to have a gospel conversation with. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a family member, coworker, or maybe it's just looking for and finding more opportunities to have gospel conversations. But maybe there's specific people that you know who either aren't in church or just by their own life or by their own statement, they're not believers, and you're concerned for them. You love them. You care about them. And so tonight, maybe your group would put those names down somewhere, and you would pray. You would just pray for an opportunity, whether it's you or someone else, to have that kind of a conversation so that you might find out what their response is and maybe even find out that they are ready to hear more or ready to take that step of faith that would radically change their life. Really excited about this series that we've been through. Thank you for journeying in it with us, and we're looking forward to this next series to come. You'll hear more about it, obviously, on Sunday as we kick off our brand new series, Hitched. Can't wait to see you guys in church and in service, and praying for you as you have your group times tonight and throughout this week. God bless.